Hey guys, Samia here, wedding photographer, and in this video I'm going to talk about should you have multiple contact forms on your website if you're a wedding photographer and you do other kinds of photography, and what that behind the scenes business process looks like. So if you're a wedding photographer, you can grab some free email templates in the links down below to help with some of these processes that I'm going to walk us through just a little bit. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just show you guys the actual two forms, and then I'll talk about the process behind them that happens. So this is my homepage of the website, right? So since I'm mainly a wedding photographer, my homepage is all about wedding photography. I've seen other photographers do this differently where you have like a little section here about portraits. I really mainly focus on weddings, so I found that to be not that important that I have anything on the homepage about portrait photography. So that's the homepage. And the same applies for the photo page, but if you click on contact, kind of similar to what I'm saying, it's defaulted to be weddings. So I have, a whole video here on YouTube about this contact form that is super important for wedding inquiries and like what to ask. So you can head to that video after this one. But what I wanted to show you here is how this is the default when I click on contact, because most of my clientele on this website is a couple looking to have wedding photography. Okay, and then the way I navigate this on my website is I have this little button here. It says Portrait Event Inquiry, and if you click on this, it has a short contact form. So these are the questions that I ask in the portrait or event inquiry form, which is just basic information, what type of portraits, and like a big box for them to tell me what they are looking to have done. So why or when should you have a different contact form, right? What if you do weddings and portraits, but you don't think you need one? So I think the way to determine that is to think about the process that happens after that client fills out the contact form. So I have an entirely different business process that I'm handling wedding inquiries for than when someone reaches out for portraits. So for wedding inquiries, I have an automation set up in Honeybook that when someone fills out that contact form, that's the trigger. So even though Honeybook has project types, you can't trigger an automation in Honeybook by project type. So you have to do it by the contact form. So that means that if I said, what are you interested in? And you check the box wedding instead of portrait, it's not actually going to be able to give you a wedding automation response. Does that make sense? So if you have different forms, you kind of avoid that confusion. So for wedding inquiries, what I'm doing in my automation is I have a whole other video on that as well, but I am automatically responding to the contact form and I'm sending them a link to schedule a call. And then for portrait sessions, I'm sending people that fill out that form a smart file, and what that is a brochure, and smart files are new in Honeybook, super exciting, but it's a brochure that they can pick their collection from, and then they can go ahead and pay and book that session all in one place. So those are the two different ways that I am handling inquiries. I handle events also the same as portraits, because in that brochure is a little section on event coverage, like by the hour. So that's how I handle those two different ways, and it's because of two different workflows. So let me know in the comments, how are you separating clientele if you have different types of things, and we can talk about it more. But I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you guys next week here on YouTube.